What is up, Xbox Nation? This is episode 8 of the Xbox Report. I'm your host, Cody Galat. Thank you for joining me each and every week as we dive into the news, latest games, and reviews for Xbox. A few housekeeping notes. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, I wasn't able to release my episode on Wednesday night like I normally do, but we are here. It is a beautiful July 4th, and I hope everyone that does celebrate has a great holiday. First, let's start with news story number 1. According to Laptop Magazine, early Prime Day Xbox deals are available ahead of the official sales date of July 16th through the 17th, offering a significant discount on Xbox consoles, controllers, headsets, and games. Amazon and other major retailers like Best Buy, Target, and Walmart are participating, providing competitive pricing and additional promotions. Some of the deals include Forza Motorsport, which is normally $69, is on sale for $39 at Amazon. We got Jujutsu Kaisen at $39 at Amazon, a $20 discount. We have Madden NFL 25 pre-order, $69 at Best Buy, plus a free $10 gift card. We have an Xbox Series X console that's normally $499 for $479 at BJ's. We have Xbox Series S consoles for normal retail $379 for $349 at Walmart, and also on Amazon for $349. We have the Seagate 1 terabyte storage expansion card, $10 off at Amazon for $149. We have the WD Black C50 1 terabyte expansion card, which is normally $157 for $149 at Amazon. We have the Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2, $95 at Target. We have the Xbox Wireless Controller Nocturnal Vapor at $57 at Amazon. Xbox Wireless Controller Gold Shadow, $63 at Amazon. Logitech G305 Lightspeed Gaming Mouse, $39 at Amazon. HyperX Cloud X Gaming Headset, $35 at Amazon. And Razer Kira Pro Xbox Gaming Headset, which is normally $149, is $87 at Amazon. These deals present a value opportunity for gamers to save on Xbox products. The inclusion of well-known brands and the variety of items on sale make it an appealing event for anyone looking to upgrade their gaming setup and add to their gaming collection. I think, with Prime Day on the horizon, I think it's a great time to be looking for those deals besides the ones I already mentioned. So keep an eye out for better deals on Xbox products and games in general. Next, we have news story number 2. According to The Verge, Microsoft is launching the Xbox Cloud Gaming app on Amazon Fire TV devices. This initiative will allow Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members to stream and play games directly on Fire Stick TV 4K Max and Fire Stick 4K starting in July. This app aims to make high-quality games more accessible by eliminating the need for console Xbox, according to Xbox Wire. From my perspective, this development signifies a significant leap for cloud gaming, making it more convenient and accessible by integrating Xbox Cloud Gaming with popular streaming devices. Microsoft is broadening its reach and providing more flexibility for gamers who may not have a console. This move could attract a wider audience to the Xbox ecosystem, enhancing the gaming experience for both casual and dedicated gamers. Additionally, it could serve as a cost-effective entry point for those curious about cloud gaming. I think this is really a good thing for Xbox because, a lot of families might not be able to afford a brand new console, but, an Amazon Fire Stick is a lot cheaper price to entry. And then it will also in turn get them more subscribers to Game Pass. So I think it's a win-win, not only for the company, but for consumers in general. You can try it out. If it's not for you, you still have the Fire Stick, which you were going to use anyway to, stream, your, streaming services like Netflix and etc. So I think overall it's a big win for gamers and Xbox. Next, we have new games coming from July 1st to July 5th. Final Fantasy IV Downtrail, July 2nd. Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities await in Downtrail, the newest expansion pack for the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV Online. Explore uncharted territories with familiar faces as you discover new tribes, confront formidable threats, and expand your horizons as hope lights dawns once more. The First Descent, July 2nd, optimized for Xbox Series X and S. Combat the alien Vulgus and protect the planet Albion and the continent of Ingress. The First Descent is a free-to-play third-person co-op action RPG looter shooter with high-quality graphics powered by Unreal Engine 5, featuring a wide variety of characters with unique concepts and combat styles, massive boss battles, 4-player co-op, a variety of weapons, and more. Fit My Cat, July 3rd. Imagine a cardboard box is the shape to fit one into fluffy felines. What about 5? What about 20? Find My Cat presents you with many cute kitties that all wish to sit where they deem fit. Test your skills and show the world that hurting cats is where fun begins. Next, we have Park Tech, I think. Park Tech Deluxe Edition, July 3rd. Welcome to Park Tech Deluxe Edition, a modern take on classic park tycoons where you build and manage your theme park of your dreams. Construct your own coasters, design an efficiently operating park that fully immerses your guests in its theme, and play through the campaign. Shy Cat's Hidden Orchestra, July 3rd, optimized for Xbox Series X and S, and will have smart delivery. Shy Cat's Hidden Orchestra is a hidden object game where you need to find musician kittens that are embarrassed to play their music. When you find them, they play songs for you. Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders, July 4th, optimized for Xbox Series X and S. The ABC Murders is an adventure and investigation game adapted from the classic Agatha Christie novel. The player embodies the famous Hercule Poirot in a third-person perspective adventure game packed with mysteries. Once again, the private detective will find himself up against a mysterious opponent who goes by the name of ABC. Scholar's Mate, July 4th, optimized for Xbox Series X and S, and will have smart delivery. An immersive first-person horror experience that puts you in the shoes of Judith, a young woman who wakes up in a gloomy facility of a psychiatric hospital. You must escape from this macabre place by solving mysteries while avoiding capture by Eddie, your sinister hunter. Bleak Faith, July 5th, optimized for Xbox Series X and S. Explore the vast remnants of civilization in this vast, unforgiving, and interconnected world. Learn what is left of its history. Discover pockets of civilization in the procedurally expanding Amma structure. Lose yourself in a journey unlike any other. Bounce Chicken, July 5th, optimized for Series X and S, and will have smart delivery. It's time for some fun on the farm and this whimsical action puzzler, Bounce Chicken. Master single screen challenges in top-down 3D style as you take aim at fire your feathery projectiles around the chicken pen to gather cobs of corn. The objective is to collect every cob of corn on screen before your shot chances run out. Cyber Citizen Shockman Zero, July 5th, optimized for Xbox Series X and S, and will have smart delivery. A new mysterious enemy threatens the world once again. Only one hero can save the world, Shockman. Join bionic heroes Rita and Ozke as they face all kinds of dangerous enemies to save humanity. Is this heroic task too much for you? Then join forces with a friend for some classic style action. Next, we have Neck Break, July 5th. Find yourself in a future city full of gangs, mafias, and other shady people. Become a vigilante who works during the day and gets into a killing frenzy at night. Hop in the car, select a destination, and explore every corner of Crimson Tide. If you want to feel the adrenaline rush, you can explore the city on foot, but watch your back and don't ask too many questions. Next, we have Overdrive Blaster, July 5th. In this retro-style arcade game, you must shoot monsters to gather their colored spheres. Get 3 of the same color in a row to get an update. Get all 3 colors to win. Paper IO 2, July 5th. Paint the map in your own color, eliminate your opponents, get the highest score, and take over Paper IO World. Use your strategic skills and power-ups to attack and claim all the white space that was previously owned by other players. That's it for the games coming out this week. Next, we have our main topic of the show. What elements make a great video game? For me, one of the most important elements of a great game is engaging gameplay mechanics. You may want to have a responsive you want to have responsive controls, intuitive and responsive controls that allow players to seamlessly interact with the game world. I think this is very key because the game could have the best story, the best, whatever, if your graphics are your thing, the art style, but if the controls do not work and are clunky or not responsive, I feel like that just kills the game. So I think the very bottom of the pyramid for me is gameplay. That has to be the strong foundation to build a great game on. I think balanced difficulty, a well-calibrated difficulty curve that challenges players without frustrating them. I think that is a very hard balance to get to, because some games are so hard if you can't even get like past the first boss, or you can't, if there's no change in difficulty level, then I'm a dad. There's a lot of, families out there that have children, and, or we're all adults, or maybe even if you're kids, we just don't have time. I don't have time, at least for me personally, to play a game that I can't even beat. So I don't want a game that's too easy, but I do like the opportunity to either have a balanced difficulty or a way to scale it down if I just want to, experience the game without getting frustrated. Variety and replayability, diverse game modes, side quests, and challenges that keep players coming back for more. So I think, some great games that I've played in the past where I've played them and I loved them, but then I don't really ever go back because it just doesn't have a good hook. One game that I think has one of the best replayabilities is Hades. It's kind of built that way, because it's a roguelike, but me and my wife have sunk hours into that game, and it's just so fun. The art style and just that replayability is really high. And I think that's one of the reasons why, if your game can have replayability, it can have a second life or third life even after the initial release, because people just keep going back to it, especially if there's updates and there's some kind of form of like, why do I want to come back to this world? Compelling storytelling, narrative depth, a rich layered story that keeps players emotionally invested. I think a story can be a really powerful thing in a game. We've seen lately that a lot of video game adaptations into live action, either whether that be, the Mario Brothers movie, we have The Last of Us, Arcane, all these, are at the heart of these games, the story. And that's why they have adapted so well. And we've kind of entered the golden age of adaptations with video games. But we, as gamers, we know a lot of these games have amazing stories, not only because we, as the player, experience them, but we also have the choice if it's an RPG, and we kind of get to see the development of these characters in this world. So I think that's a great, thing that a game can have, is, a layered story. Next, that kind of goes into that, is character development, a well-developed characters that players can relate to and care about. When you have a great supporting cast and you actually care, and like if there's permadeath in the game and you don't want to lose a certain character, it makes it more, the stakes real, and you actually care, and you don't want to just blindly run out if you have that chance, that character potentially dying. So I think that's a great thing for video games to have. World building, a handcrafted game, that world that has its own lore, history, and culture. I love, games that, not only build through like necessarily cutscenes, but also just, you can, when you're walking around the game world, you notice like certain things either in the setting or the background, or you find, audio tapes, or like, what comes to mind is, I'm drawing a blank, Fallout, or not Fallout, well, Fallout, but then also, um, sorry, I'm blanking, but there's certain games that, you find books and stuff of that nature where you don't have to read them, but the game designers have put in the time to, go in and help flesh out the world, and I really appreciate that. When it comes to graphics, I do not think better is always a recipe for a great game. Instead, I think of having a unique and consistent visual style that sets the game apart is key. So just because you have like, the best graphics, 4K, Unreal Engine 5, doesn't always necessarily mean the game is great. There's been amazing games that I've played that are 2D pixel art. So I think just knowing what your style is and embracing that, and not just making it a spectacle. I think, this happens a lot in movies where all it is special effects, but the story or the dialogue or the characters are lacking. The special effects look great, but it falls to the wayside. And I think this is true of games as well, where if you focus just 100% on the graphics, it doesn't always build into a great game. Innovative features, unique mechanics, new gameplay elements, or innovations that set the game apart from other in the genre. So, gaming has been around for a long time and some things have been redone. So I think whenever you can add a fresh new mechanic, that is key. I think one of the games that did that for me was Portal 1 and 2. It just kind of crazy that like the puzzles and using the different portals, and it kind of made you really think. And I feel like that was a really unique gameplay mechanic that they introduced. Player choice, systems that allow players to make meaningful decisions that impact the game world. I think you see this a lot, like in RPGs. I like things that come to mind are like KOTOR, Mass Effect, games like that, where it's not just like there's some games I feel like you make a choice, but it doesn't actually matter. The ending's still going to be the same, or these characters are going to still be the same. But games like that, games like Baldur's Gate 3, you really do feel the choices and how they affect you and your party and other characters. I think community engagement is and active updates of the game are really key. Games, I don't necessarily play them, but I know like games like Fortnite, they're always constantly updating with different seasons. And then also when developers are active, like on social media, and they hear player feedback, if there's a bug or something of that nature, I think that's really good for a game to succeed in today's world. Back in the day, you only got one chance. If the game was broken or if there was a bug that killed the game, you couldn't just recall the cartridge or the disc. But now with updates, we can fix things real time, or if enough players report an issue. So I think that's really important. Kind of that goes into that as well as mod support. I don't really use mods, but I know a lot of people, like for Bethesda games, there's a ton of a modding community. And I think that's a pro gamer approach to allow players to do that, to create their own visions, and then upload that for other players to consume. And all these elements, I think, go into making a great game. Let me know in the comments below what elements that you think make a great game for you, and if there's some that I left off your list. Next, we have retro review. So this week we're diving into another great Star Wars game. If you haven't figured it out, I'm a big Star Wars fan. And the game we're taking a look at is Star Wars Republic Commando, released in 2005, stands out as a unique entry in the Star Wars gaming universe. Unlike many Star Wars games that focus on Jedi and Sith, this game centers on an elite squad of clone troopers during the Clone Wars. The game was developed and published by LucasArts and is known for its first-person shooter mechanics combined with tactical squad-based gameplay. So the gameplay mechanics. Republic Commando places players in the role of Delta Squad leader RC-1138, or known as Boss, as they command a team of specialized clone troopers. The game's strength lies in its intuitive squad combat system, allowing players to issue orders to their teammates for strategic maneuvers, such as breaching doors, setting explosives, and sniping enemies. This tactical layer adds depth to the typical shooter formula, making each mission feel dynamic and engaging. The story and setting. The game's narrative spans several key battles in the Clone Wars, taking players from the jungles of Kashyyyk to the corridors of a derelict spaceship. The dark, gritty atmosphere and mature tone of the game offer a refreshing contrast to the often more heroic and mystical themes found in other Star Wars titles. The storyline, while linear, is compelling and enriched by the camaraderie and banter between the squad members. Graphics and sound. For its time, Republic Commando boasted impressive graphics with detailed environments and character models that brought the Star Wars universe to life. The sound design is exceptional, featuring authentic Star Wars blaster sounds, orchestrated music, and voice acting that adds personality to each member of Delta Squad. Reception and legacy. Critically, Republic Commando was well received for its engaging gameplay, strong AI, and immersive Star Wars experience. However, it was also noted for its relatively short campaign length and lack of multiplayer options, which some players found disappointing. Despite these critiques, the game has maintained a cult following and is often praised for its unique take on the Star Wars franchise. Star Wars Republic Commando remains a beloved title for fans of both tactical shooters and the Star Wars universe. Its emphasis on squad tactics and its departure from the usual Jedi-centric stories make it a standout game that has aged well, continuing to attract players nearly 2 decades after its release. And one of the biggest things for me is if you're a fan of, let's say, Clone Wars or Bad Batch, this is a perfect game to jump into because you get that same kind of feeling. It would be great if they kind of remade it with, today's, technology and graphics and then kind of added to the story. But I highly recommend this game. It was a lot of fun on the original Xbox. That's it for today's episode of the Xbox Report. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, you can find video clips on the YouTube Shorts under all one word, the Xbox Report, and on TikTok, the Xbox_report. So please follow and rate and review. It helps the Xbox Report grow as a channel. And stay tuned for more in-depth reviews and discussions on all things Xbox. And again, I hope you have a great 4th of July if you do celebrate. And if you are in another country that you do not, I hope you have a great day. And thank you so much for everyone that supports this podcast. Until next time, happy gaming.